And hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of the Movie Zone with me, your host Jonathan, aka the Dr. Movies, to finally continue off with my Batman Superman movie reviews of all their movies. Now I get to the good one, The Dark Knight. It's time I get to talk about the best comic book movie, one of the best comic book movies hands down, my personal second favorite movie of all time behind the Avengers, and comic book film, not movie overall. Anyway, like I said, heavy spoilers. If you've not seen this movie, I suggest don't watch this. Come back and watch it later. But honestly, it's been 2000. This movie came out in 2008. Okay, you shouldn't have seen it by now. So, been warned. So now we're at The Dark Knight. Okay, so now Christopher Nolan's back directing this movie. We have returning people. You have Michael Caine as Alfred, which I didn't talk about his character in Batman Begins, but I want to talk about more about him because I felt he did a lot more here to talk about than the other one. He was great in the other one, but I think he's more better to talk about him in this one. And you have Gary Oldman returning as Commissioner Gordon now, and then you have a new cast member who's replacing Katie Holmes in Maggie Gyllenhaal, and of course you have Aaron Eckhart playing Two-Face and Harvey Dent, and of course the late, the great, the one, the only Heath Ledger as the Joker. Now, this movie basically starts off typical Batman movie. It doesn't really have Batman in it. And you don't really see Batman for a while in this movie until a couple scenes later. Basically, the movie opens up with a bank robbery scene. You see these guys dressed with clown masks. And they go to a bank. And each clown is getting a mission to do a step-by-step to really take down this bank. So, what they do is basically, they do what they have to do each step, and each other clown takes out another member of their team, and vice versa, until you meet the Joker. Now, I really don't see him in that much in this movie. You do see him take his mask off after he kills all his members of his team, and he leaves off with the bank in a school bus full of money. Now, you don't know what kind of money this is. This could be the city's money, could be anybody's money, right? Then you find out it's the mob's money, because this movie still has the mob. Now you have the mob, basically they rule Gotham, Even in the sunshine days, when you can walk in the street in the daylight, you can wave to your local policeman, people are still scared, because not only because you got this bat guy can come out of nowhere, and then you have the mob who can just basically do what they want. Of course, cops are now trying to do things due to the fact that they got a new district attorney, and that's Harvey Dent. Now, Harvey Dent has decided it isn't, he doesn't really, they don't show him how he comes to Gotham. He's there, and he's like, you know what, I want to clean up Gotham. Let's start by taking out the mob. And, of course, you have Batman doing his part of it, locking up all the mob as well. And, of course, the Scarecrow is back in this one. And he's only in the beginning of the movie. He does his thing. Batman stops him, and then he's got a whole bunch of these civilians pretending to be vigilantes, dressing up as Batman because they believe that this Batman symbol is the hope for Gotham. And Batman's not having that. He doesn't want these people thinking that he's some kind of a symbol of hope for them. He doesn't want them putting themselves in harm's way. So he's like, yo, don't do that. Nope, my work alone. I don't need anybody. And then, of course, you get to a point where now the mob are getting pissed off. They found out they lost their money, and now they have to figure out who the hell was stupid enough to take all their stuff from them. Then they find out this Joker. This guy just comes out of nowhere. He's wearing makeup, and basically he's like, oh, I thought my jokes were bad. And then he's like, let me show you a magic trick. Dude's insane, okay? This is the best Joker we have ever got in the screen. I still don't know how Jay Leno is going to do it in the Suicide Squad. But listen, he's got big shoes to fill. I'm talking about big shoes. We thought Jack Nicholson was never going to be beat as a Joker. But, sorry Jack, you're good, but you got to step inside. Because Heath Ledger's Joker is amazing. I can quote his lines any day of the week. How about a magic trick? Why so serious? You want to know how I got these scars? His lines are so memorable, it's not even funny, it's great. I love Heath Ledger's the Joker. I wish he was in the third one. Unfortunately, he lost his life, and, he got an Oscar for it, so congrats. But honestly, I think he's the best Joker. Not only because he's insane, he's also smart. He's the ultimate mobster, you know? Because, Joker in the comic books, he has different origins for different writers. Writers in different, they have their own interpretation of him. When Bob Kane and I forgot the other guy's name who created the Joker, he was more a mobster and all that stuff, of course, yes. And with the wacky tricks and all that stuff. That didn't come until later, the acid, the joy buzz, electricity, joy buzz, the laughing fish, the Joker gas, that stuff didn't come down till like later. He was basically a mobster who wanted to do his thing, and he will kill you if he had the opportunity. And even the mob was scared of him. Some of them agreed with him. Like, even when Joker at the board meeting was like, listen, you guys were all powerful at one point. This Dent guy, he's nobody. He's just some guy who's like, let me clean up Gotham. I'm the good guy here. No. These Jokers like telling them, listen, you got to deal with this Bat guy, because honestly, if this Batman keeps getting into your plans, he's going to take you all down. And then Joker's like, listen, I can do it. Let me kick him out for you. You just got to pay me lots of money. You figure, what does the Joker need money for? But whatever. Anyway. And then you get to a point where Batman's like, listen, let's not worry about this clown guy, because even Gordon's like, listen, this guy's like coming here now, robbing banks and doing his thing. What should we do about it? Batman goes to Gordon and like, listen, let's not worry about him right now. Let's take out the mob. And they do. They basically go after the mob, and they don't even worry about the Joker, because the Joker has his own side plans, He's like, let me have the mob do their thing, and let me do my own thing, okay? Basically, now we're at a point now where Batman's like getting to this point where this Joker is killing people to try to find out who Batman is. He's like, oh, if you don't take off your mask at a certain amount of time, I'm gonna kill people every night until you take off your mask. And Batman's like, listen, I don't think I can deal with this guy. We need a real hero, because he's already at a point where he wants to like maybe step down as Batman, because he sees this Harvey Dent cleaning Gotham like the right way, the justice way, not using his fist but going by the law, and of course in the courts, because he already locked up half the inmates of half the people of half the mob of Gotham already. So he's like, maybe he should do it. So Bruce Wayne decides to throw him a fundraiser, and then of course the Joker has to crash the party. One of the coolest scenes ever. And then he starts talking to Rachel, who's now played by Maggie Gyllenhaal, which, personally, I liked her. She actually liked her a lot better as Katie Holmes. I love Katie Holmes, but I think she did a lot better job in this, just for the fact that, I don't know, Katie Holmes to me felt kind of shallow in some scenes in Batman Begins, but that's just me. And then, of course, he goes to some bullcrap story about how, he had a wife and all this, and then she left him and made him get the scars. Then when he does it to Batman, he asks Batman the same question, we want to know how I got these scars. And he goes off another crazy story about something else. Because, Joker likes to make up crap, because really nobody knows who the hell this guy is. He's wearing his face paint, he's wearing his makeup, and everything. And they don't even know who he is. Cops don't know who he is. When they finally catch him, they're like, there's no fingerprints, there's nothing on this guy, we have no idea who he is. So, the cops are like, yeah, let's just lock this guy up, this guy's crazy. The one thing I really, really like about the Joker, and this is key, he knows Batman, like, they get to a point, because usually in the Batman Joker stuff, the Joker has to get used to Batman, and this is like the first time he meets Batman in this universe. And he already knows his one rule already, and that's killing. And he knows, like, by heart, like, Batman will never kill him. If he kills him, then he loses, and then the Joker wins. So what he does, he basically kidnaps his Harvey Dent, and then he kidnaps Rachel. And then he's like, oh, the only way I'm going to tell you where they are, and one of the best, I'm talking about one of the best interrogation scenes in any movie, period. I think this is the best interrogation scenes, period. In any cop movie, any FBI movie, period. This is the best. They start talking about how, they're not going to trust you. Once they turn their back on you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's chaotic, because honestly, Batman gets so pissed off, he's like, I want to kill this guy. he's like he wants to, but he can't because if he breaks his one rule, Joker wins, and Joker knows that. It's great. It's just freaking great. I love this. Then when he finally tells him, like, listen, because all this, him versus Batman, it's all game to the Joker. That he wants to win, he also doesn't want to lose. So you really don't know what Joker really wants. And then he goes off, and then he's like, listen, I'm going to tell you where they are, both of them, because that's the point. You're going to have to choose. And then he tells them one person's this way, one person's that way. He goes and tries to save Rachel, because he thinks that the Joker told him where she is, and it ends up being Harvey Dent. And then he's like, listen, Gotham needs this guy, let me take him, and then he loses Rachel. Rachel blows up. She gets blown up because they were both strapped into two different warehouses, or buildings, or whatever it was, with a tank of gasoline, and it blew up. It both blew up, and then Harvey Dent's face gets half burnt. He's in the hospital now. Batman's feeling guilty, not only for basically almost killing Harvey Dent, but losing Rachel at the same time. He's like, listen, I don't know if I can stop this guy. This guy's a psychopath. He's burning everything down. And now he lost the one weapon he had against him, and now he's Harvey Dent, and that was supposed to be the White Knight. And it's just incredible. I mean, even the fighting in this movie, because Batman gets his new slicker armor, because in the other one, he really couldn't turn his head to fight better. So Lucius Fox, of course, gives him the new armor, and then he can turn his head better, so he can move faster, he can be stronger, and it's great. But, yeah, I mean, Joker is just crazy. Like, I really enjoy it. I mean, besides the Joker, the mob works in this movie, because half this movie, you really are into the story, because it doesn't really have nothing much about the rise of supervillains, like how Gotham is now. Good show, by the way. This movie is more about the mob and how Batman, Gordon, and of course Harvey Dent have to clean up Gotham and take these guys out. And then down the road, of course, the supervillains will eventually come. And then, of course, you have the climactic of this movie, where not really the ending, more like how near the end, where Two-Face is born. Now, Two-Face is flipping, losing his mind. He lost Rachel. Not only does he blame the law, that he felt like the law doesn't work for these psychotic people, like the mob, the Joker. And look, he's like, listen, the law doesn't work. Look what happened to me. Look what happened to Rachel. And now he's going off and he's losing his coin. He's flipping it, heads or tails, live or die. He's doing what he does best. And honestly, this is the best Two-Face ever, besides the animated series one, in my opinion. He's not crazy like the Joker. He's his own crazy. You know, he's totally different. He's two sides of one coin, and that's his judge, jury, and execution. So whenever he flips a coin, he finds you guilty, you're dead. He finds you good, you're safe. So honestly, I think Aaron Eckhart did a great job, and the makeup in this movie looked so good. Looked like his bones were coming out, and also his skin was burned. It was just great. He was the best Two-Face. I don't like that fake rubbery version of Tommy Lee Jones. Even though I love Tommy Lee Jones, but yeah, not for Two-Face, sorry. You're better than The Fugitive. Anyway, he was just great. I honestly think that. If I had any negatives about this movie, I wish Two-Face was in the movie more, because, at the end, Batman, he kidnaps Gordon's son to make a point, and then Batman stops him, and then supposedly he breaks his neck, and then there were rumors that he was going to be back in the next one, that he was still alive somehow. He died, so I wish that was like the only negative I could think of, but honestly, this movie's great. If I had to score it now, this movie gets an 11. This movie's fantastic. I love this movie so much. I watch it all the time. I'm always quoting the Joker's lines, why so serious? You want to know how I got these scars? I'm telling you, you can quote this movie every time you watch it. It's incredible. So, there you go. There's my review for The Dark Knight. Let me know if you've ever seen this movie, and who's your favorite Joker? Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, or Jack Nicholson? We can't talk about Jay Leno yet because he hasn't shown us the Joker yet, even though he looks incredible. We'll wait for that down the road, but let me know about it now. Personally, Heath Ledger, then Mark Hamill, then Jack Nicholson. That's how it is. And Cesar Romero. That's how I would put it. But yeah, so let me know what you think. And of course, stay tuned for the Dark Knight Rises movie review. And of course, my Superman reviews are coming up soon. All day tomorrow I'm doing my Superman one. So thank you and have a good day.